All right. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It is another live Rough Report with yours truly, Jimmy Ruffian, reporting live from Ottawa, Nat 9, as well as Jessica over there in Hamilton. Thank you for joining us. Let us know you're here in the live chat in the comments there. We will see your comments. We will react to them. And I'm going to get our theme song to fade out here. I like how every time I do the fade out thing, it gets a little louder and then it gets quieter. I don't know why it does that. All right. Yeah. Lots of stuff this week. Not so much Canadian stuff we're going to be touching on. A lot of American stuff going
America.
on. What was something I wanted to touch on right off the bat here? Oh yeah, something a little light and fun. The Boys ended, and of course, the MAGA people are having feelings about it because they're upset that Homelander became such an obvious parody of Trump. And Trumpism and MAGA and things like that. And it just got more and more obvious as the show went on. They're like, they turned this character into a parody of Trump. He wasn't meant to be like that in the start. Maybe if he wasn't meant to be like that in the start, it kind of worked out really well. I think. Like the moment called for it. How could it not? Because that's always what the show was, and like people's media literacy, especially right-wing media literacy.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a crapshoot because like right at the beginning, like it was obvious a parody of what the landscape of superheroes and superhero movies and the politics around that and the sort of things you can satirize about that. That was kind of what the focus of the first season was, and I think that's what MAGA really grabbed onto because they loved just sticking it to Disney and there was that angle at it, and I think that's what really grabbed them. But then as it became more and more like a MAGA obvious MAGA parody, they got in their feelings about it.
And the funny thing is that like the writers were trying to write fiction. It's just they couldn't outfiction the administration.
Like stuff like this season was filmed like a year ago, and then how some of the stuff in the news was lining up with stuff that was happening in the show this season as it aired. People are like, "What? Like this was done a year ago. How did they see this coming?" But it's not so much being able to like predict the future with like some crystal ball. I just think anybody who has any sort of finger on the pulse
it's
of
pattern
culture.
recognition.
Exactly. It's basic pattern recognition. You can see where this is going. Like, reference Marx here, he looked at what the capitalist system was and said, this is what the inevitable conclusion of this pattern is going to be, and he turned out to be right about so many of those things, and other reasonably intelligent people can do the same thing, so but I thought it was a very satisfying ending, but people trying to have sympathy for this like this evil man-child that is Homelander is really funny.
That's really funny. So I don't watch The Boys, but I've seen clips. And I could tell the kind of dynamics there. But I watch Handmaid's Tale. And when Handmaid's Tale ended like last year, it was like so many people love the bad characters. Like they don't recognize them as being like, it's like, no, that's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a video I saw the other day of a guy, like a Southern States MAGA guy. He had a bit of like the Southern accent there, and he was going like, I just heard some of these translated speeches of Hitler, and maybe I think we were maybe given the wrong idea about this guy. He was sort of making sense. I don't think anything he was saying in those speeches was so bad. And it's just like, oh,
there was a
buddy.
YouTuber that did that. Was this Hitler or was this Trump? And they took quotes from each, and they took like the very Hitler-coded Trump quotes. They'd be like, "Oh, that's Hitler. No, that's Trump." And then they take a nice Hitler quote. And they're like, "Oh, that's Trump. No, that's Hitler."
Because yes, like I listened to some of those. Like, you know, it's a shame that it was an AI translation that they did, but sort of nice in the sense of you could still hear the delivery and the inflection. Because it was just this like direct translation of the audio and stuff like that. And it was just like when I heard it for the first time, I was like, he sounds exactly like Trump. The choice of words, how he's saying it, the sort of like whining about the enemy of like, oh, they're so how dare they do this to us? I'm just trying to make this country a better place and stuff like that. The sentiments and the notes and the like, you know, if Trump himself did not read Mein Kampf, enough people around him did, and they were able to introduce him to these ideas or these speech patterns or these, you know, like he really grabbed onto it. So it turns out that, like a lot of MAGA does in fact just like fascism. They've been going, oh, we're not fascists because that's what those evil Nazis were. But then you know what Nazism is, and it just turns out that they're not in denial that they're fascists. They just like fascism. I think it's almost I have mixed feelings about that because it's like, maybe this is going to carve a path for fascism to be more popularized and normalized, but at the same time, maybe enough of them are going to have that moment where they're like,
are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It takes so much like self-reflection, self-acknowledgement, self-acceptance to like get someone to like unprogram. Yeah. They have to like acknowledge the evil they've done. It's such like, I don't know if, you know, a group that lacks empathy, if we're gonna like, it's gonna have to directly affect them, and by then I worry it's maybe a little too late.
I was talking with somebody. There's this commie Marxist person that I've gotten to know on Threads a little bit, and we've had a couple like interesting back and forths, and we kind of like touched on that stuff a lot, where it was like I kind of lost my train of thought there. Damn it. What were we just talking about? Maybe get me back on track here. Get me back on track here.
I was talking about chat. Help us.
Yeah. There's people watching right now. You can help us out. Wow.
Yeah. You were talking about how hard it was to deprogram people, and it doesn't.
And the thing we were talking about is, and that we both agreed on, and I never really thought about it this way before, but in order for Marxism and leftist forms of thought to get through to you and to make sense to you, and normalizing those things as opposed to normalizing fascism. Thank you, Tepno. He is putting us back on track. There he is. In order to normalize those ideas to them, they kind of have to start from a place of wanting to be a good person.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate reality of it is a lot of them don't, because the most insidious part of this propaganda is that it's not that they're thinking themselves in those words, I don't want to be a good person. Rarely people will think about it that way. But they are sort of institutionalized and propagandized into the idea of this hyper individualism that capitalism and capitalist realism promotes, where it's like, and we talked about it a bit last week with that Jason Pargin video, where he's talking about, you know, why does America hate the left? And a big part of it is this idea that the left wants to destroy the concept of personal responsibility, or at least that's the way these normies kind of perceive it, because Yeah, that is the thing. They have been taught that being a good person is about just being the master of your own domain, and as long as you're operating in your own self-interest, uh, you're doing good.
People get what they
And
deserve. It's
yeah,
the same reason
exactly.
they're
Yeah, yeah,
pro-life, you know? "Oh,
yeah,
as a woman, you had sex, you need to be punished in the form of pregnancy," you know, like
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, you deserve this unwanted child because how
yeah.
dare you enjoy sex?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
"Oh, you
yeah,
made a choice, this is your" like, everyone, "Oh, you're homeless, you probably chose
Mhm.
that." You probably like, if they
Yeah,
yeah,
just world
completely
fallacy where
yeah,
like
yeah.
everything
and
happens
yeah,
for a
and
reason. Therefore, if good things are happening, that means that you're worthy. Therefore, billionaires are extra worthy because of
Mhm.
how
yeah.
wealthy they
Yeah,
are.
well,
Yeah.
and that ties into the whole idea of like the uniquely American idea of prosperity gospel, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I have this money and this power and this influence because God wants me to.
Mhm,
I am good. I am good in God's graces, and
mhm,
therefore I have all these wonderful things.
mhm.
And if you don't, you are not good
Well,
and in God's graces.
I think
And
part of
yeah,
that really works with the Trump grifts because they view
Oh,
Trump as God now. So now they're like, "Yes, I have to give my $500 for the Trump phone. I have to give,"
yeah,
and they're it's
yeah.
like the people buying these things is not
yeah.
wealthy people unless they're
eh,
buying them in bulk to launder money,
yeah.
It's like
And that was the whole thing about this season of The Boys, the kind of the overarching plot of this season was Homelander basically having this delusion that he is in fact the second coming or is God or should be seen as God,
Yeah.
and basically twisting the Christian church into becoming what they dubbed the Democratic Church of America,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
Homelander would be the second coming of Jesus within
Yeah.
that
and they
church.
filmed and wrote all that before Trump started sharing AI photos of himself as literal Jesus.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, when that stuff was coming out and those episodes were coming out, that's what I mean. People were like, "Bro." Oh man. So yeah, the two main stories I wanted to touch on today was this is something I think a lot of people have long suspected, but because Democrats have mostly been silent, complacent, or maybe straight up co-conspirators about it, uh, that something fishy went on in the 2024 election.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people were not surprised in a lot of ways that Kamala Harris lost. So there was this sort of normalization of it where it's like, yeah, of course she lost. She ran a shitty campaign.
Hmm.
But there was also something very suspicious about how quickly it was called, the
Hmm.
disparity of the votes, all these things. So a lot of people were like,
I feel like you couldn't come out as saying it was rigged because of what Trump had just done the
oh
past
yeah,
4
yeah.
years,
And I think that was part of the
Like
strategy. I
Yeah.
see so much Stephen Miller and Stephen Bannon
Yeah.
in that planning where they're like, yeah,
Mhm,
if we come out and be like falsely accusing the enemy of
mhm.
stolen election, stolen election, stolen election, when we actually steal the
Yeah.
election, it's gonna just seem like they're copying us, Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You
There's
can't,
gonna be
say we were lying for 4 years and all of a sudden,
Mm,
yeah.
so this user on Threads posted this video
mm,
of alluring here. She describes herself as a Democrat, liberal, and software engineer and proud atheist. Probably not a comrade, so to speak. They're a
mm,
liberal, but nonetheless, I think she's the big all caps that she's putting here is important. Ashley St. Clair, who is the person in this video, who had Elon Musk's 13th or 14th child, hard to keep count, I guess, is now being targeted by Musk himself. XAI is now suing her. Elon told her his satellites were used to interfere in the election. I repeat, she is getting sued, and she is still on camera
mhm,
telling us that Elon used his satellites to interfere in our election. The election was hacked by Elon Musk. And
mhm,
based on a lot of things she's saying in this video, she doesn't say explicitly, yes, the election was hacked by Elon Musk, but to a certain extent, I don't think she needs to. So let's.
She didn't
take
want to be
look.
deposed.
Well, yeah, and also like she'll get to it in the video here. Wait a second. And it's kind of people are saying, why is she putting on makeup as she's doing this? Apparently, for the sake of like TikTok algorithm and stuff like that, doing it as a makeup tutorial doesn't flag it as political
Get
content.
ready with me.
Yeah, exactly. So she's just doing her makeup.
First popularized
but also,
on YouTube.
yeah. Oh, okay. So she's spilling the tea while she's just doing her makeup. So yeah.
October rolls around. And in October, Elon tells me that he is ready to release his, in his words, anomaly in the Matrix. And I am like, oh, like, who's that? And he says that he has 10,000 lasers in space, referring to his satellites. I say, because I am like rather uncomfortable and I know the gravity of what he's trying to tell me right now, I say, wow, finally a focus on the Jewish vote. He keeps going and he says, you know, this is not a piece that they'll see on the chessboard. And I straight up tell him, I say, I would ask more, but I really don't want to be deposed.
The Jewish vote. You notice that?
Shortly after that, you know, he's involved with America PAC and all of this other stuff. And he's sending me some internal data from America PAC, real-time Delta vote metrics.
Okay, I just want to. Threads makes it very hard to pause stuff, so I'll try and pick that up where it left off. But the fact that he called them, I have lasers in space and they're just satellite dishes, like that's such a nerd way to put it.
Yeah, not even a cool nerd.
That is a nerdy thing, not anomaly in the Matrix.
Yeah.
I mean, all of it. It's just
America PAC, real-time Delta vote metrics.
Yeah.
And I am just like, how the fuck do you have this sort of data? You don't get this from door knocking, because that was one of my first jobs in politics was in campaigns and cleaning up this bad data from door knocking, because the vendors that America PAC is using at this point is a vendor that hires Craigslist crackheads for door knocking. I wish I was exaggerating there, but I'm not.
She definitely has some reactionary tendency, no doubt.
Like, I have caused harm with my rhetoric.
At least she admits
However, I never like sought out to cause harm. Like, there were parts of me that really wanted like the best for the country, for America, for democracy. And one thing is, I have always hated big tech.
So she's always hated big tech, but she's involved with Elon Musk. As a lot of people have theorized, like she was probably like 23, 24 when she like met Elon. So very young, impressionable, surrounded by powerful people.
We're all idiots at 23.
and so to say that she was like groomed into this, I think is not an over-exaggeration. I think that's a very strong possibility. And so the fact that she's kind of having that enough of the conscious mind to realize that, like there was a picture of her I saw earlier where she was like wearing like an Elon Musk style black text hat where it said something like don't pay taxes or something like that, right? So yeah, she was obviously very much like influenced to think a certain way, but even given that, based on what she saw, her experiences with these people, being around Elon, she's like, no, this is fucked actually. So good on her for coming to that realization. Now let's see if I can get back to that one point of the video.
However, I never like sought out to cause harm. Like there were
people rarely do,
really
lady.
Wanted like the best for the country, for America, for democracy. And one thing is, I have always hated big tech. So then to have arguably the most powerful man in the world who is sending me things about,
why is he sending her these things?
Space technology in the election.
It's so wild.
Yeah.
I should also say that I have all of this backed up with many people with explicit instructions. Should anything happen?
Should anything happen?
But this was something that I was internally wrestling with while publicly not really showing that I was having any of these internal ethical conflicts with myself regarding this information. And then on election night itself, Elon, left Mar-a-Lago early. I was at Mar-a-Lago, and he told me over text. He's like, "Yeah, I knew hours ago that Trump won. My team has the best real-time data anywhere." First of all, how the fuck do you have real-time data on elections? How do you have real-time data? I could not understand.
There's
that.
only a couple ways that could be possible.
Yeah.
That's
the most maddening thing about it.
I saw some shit, guys. Like, I saw some shit, and I'm fighting really hard to keep my voice because I saw shit that impacts everyone. And if I was self-interested, I have been offered the self-interested deal to shut up and not talk about anything. But what I can tell you is I've not been offered certain deals just because I know that he's weird, okay?
Yeah, she's obviously trying to be a bit careful with what she's saying there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, how do you have real time? How do you have access to that? You should not have access to that. A civilian, no matter what civilian that is, should not have that kind of access to that information. That's extremely suspicious. And so it's I think a lot of people, like I said before, have long speculated that something very fishy happened in this election. But what is really crazy about it is where are the Democrats? Where are the higher echelons of this party to call this out and drag it into the light and get the investigations going and all this stuff? It can only sort of point to them being not only complacent, but I think, like,
complicit.
Complicit, like the likes of Chuck Schumer and people like that. I think I would describe it sooner as co-conspirators. That level of complacency, not just like, oh, I'm just going to keep my head down and be quiet about this, but like,
no, actively.
I am glad this is happening, and therefore I am not going to do anything.
I mean, it harkens back to the 2000 election of George W. Bush and what's his name?
Oh, Al Gore.
There we go. I was trying to think of the phrase I use, and like, this Al Gore rhythm sure does slap. Anyway,
it's pretty I think, like, and the fact that nothing came of that when the writing was really on the wall with how fucked up and fishy that was, and how, like, the election got called and who called it and when. And I think what is it, Michael Moore even touched on that in the Fahrenheit 9/11 documentary. Talked about how suspicious that was, but again, nothing ever came of it. Nobody in any position of power and responsibility actually directly addressed it. And even when Obama got in office and the Democrats had for a pocket of time there, about half a year, I think, they had like a supermajority between Congress, Senate, and the executive branch. And they didn't do anything about any of that. Well, about much of anything in general. I think like a couple of minor Democrat wins came out as a result of that. I mean, the biggest one being gay marriage, but that was like already long overdue anyway, like and something he failed to codify. So it's something that can be easily taken away. And we're seeing that process playing out in the Supreme Court and things like that. So
we saw that happen with abortion rights.
Roe v. Wade,
he ran on codifying as well, you know.
Yeah,
they fucking didn't. Yeah.
And if you remember, another video from this same user here, Alluring, she posted this. I think this video was from some months ago. But Elon sitting down with his son X with Tucker Carlson, and the things this kid is saying, he's saying the quiet part out loud, and Elon doesn't even seem to mind. Nobody seems to care. Like Tucker Carlson is just like, wait, like, you know, if he were being a responsible journalist holding the billionaire to task there, he'd be like, wait, why is your kid saying this? That's really messed up. If this wasn't something someone he was trying to impress, Tucker was trying to impress, I feel like this would have been a very different reaction. But yeah, let's here.
Yeah. Should we help President Trump?
Yeah.
Well, you have. Yeah.
We're in SpaceX and quietly just do whatever we want.
What's your assessment? Did this work? Is he going to win?
Yeah.
Did this work?
Never know. No.
They'll never know. They'll never know. And giggling.
I think it's done.
You think it's done?
I think it's done. What's done?
But never know.
I'm looking at the data as
this kid's just spilling the tea, man.
And
oh, he can tell us.
Should we help President?
Okay.
Like, is that not excessively fucking weird? Like,
this kid is a sponge, first off, just
well,
you know,
he's at the age of being a sponge. He's picking up on everything the adults around him are saying.
Yeah, like he's just parroting. He doesn't understand the context, but like he knows that these are conversations.
I know. I used to tell dirty jokes at that age. I didn't know what the joke was.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny because other people looked at me and laughed.
They'd be so much shocked that you said this. You don't know why, but you know.
But got a reaction.
Yeah, and so obviously, people in his immediate vicinity have been like, "Yeah, we're gonna use SpaceX to make Trump win. Oh, they're never gonna know." And this kid's like, "Yeah, this is awesome," and he's just saying it out loud. And the fact that Tucker Carlson seems just nonplussed by any of this. I'm
he's
speechless.
Making stuff up. It's
all the kids say the darndest things. Yeah.
It's like when he told like Trump to shut up or something.
Yeah, you're not the real president or something like that. Yeah. Like from the mouths of babes, folks.
Like at that time, we kind of looked at it like maybe that was Elon in the back saying like I'm calling the shots, but now it's like no, it's because he's not the real president, actually.
Yeah, quite legitimately. Like on two different levels, he's not the real president. The billionaires and the people around him are running him, right? And then also that the fact that he didn't actually win.
He wasn't allowed
on two different levels.
Yeah, and circling back to the boys, that little bit where they had the Elon character and Homelander flies him to space and leaves him there.
Yeah. It's an obvious parody of Elon, and Homelander is starting to go on his like major power trip. He's already sitting in the White House. Sorry, spoilers, folks. Don't listen to this part. But there's a guy who's like he's wearing a hat like Elon wears, and he's an amateur astronaut and a billionaire and interested in all these things. And while the like a couple of the other characters aren't looking, you just hear in the background whoosh, like Homelander flying in the air, and when he drops back down, they're like, "What'd you do?" And he's like, Oh, he's an astronaut. I took him to space.
So like that, chef's kiss. But just the unfortunate thing is that we won't see that part mimicked in the actual
No. I'm sure at one point, if Trump could have, when they were having a little bit of a spat,
yeah.
if Trump had it within his power to simply dispose of this guy, maybe he would have. Maybe it was all theater for all we freaking know.
Well, he can't because Elon is carrying around his bulletproof baby.
Yeah,
He can't kill
exactly.
Elon. He can't get Elon.
Which
And
also harkens back to the boys of oh wait, was it the boys? Was it Homelander holding up his son? Or no, wait. Sorry.
There's that one where the guy's covered in babies. I can't remember. It's from a comic.
Yeah, I remember that. But no, actually, what I'm thinking of is The Dead Zone. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the movie The Dead Zone with Christopher Walken, Stephen King movie.
Nice.
No?
I don't have immediate frame of reference.
Oh, gosh darn. Okay. Anyways, it's a movie from the 80s. Pardon me.
I'm sorry.
Never mind.
I feel like I've seen it, but it's just like when I was a child.
No, I get it.
Yeah. Oh, and then also related to this, the 2024 autopsy.
Oh my
this?
god.
Yeah. Because this was a report that was available. I think they originally said they were going to release it in December. This past December, 6 months ago, that they were going to release this, and then they didn't, and they're coming up with all kinds of weird excuses about it, like Democrats here, I'll pull it up here. Democrats belatedly published 2024 election autopsy report. It won't meet your standards.
To be fair, they were right.
Yeah. Because there were so many things they blatantly didn't say, and it's just like, wait, how could you have an autopsy report without mentioning Israel? How can you say this is an honest reflection of the various factors when there's these blank spots? DNC chair Ken Martin apologizes for initial bid to block release of report on party's disastrous election defeat. The Democratic Party has belatedly published this postmortem on the disastrous 2024 election after initial decision to withhold the document, triggering an angry backlash. Glad it did. Even some of the more like watered down bullshit libs that we all love to hate were putting the pressure on to release this thing, like Josh Shapiro, for crying out loud, was one of the main people who pushed this Martin guy to release this. So he releases the report, which fails to mention Gaza or Joe Biden's age, accompanied by an apology to party members, angers by his initial decision to keep the analysis of Kamala Harris's loss to Donald Trump in defeat of both houses in Congress under wraps. Martin had initially declined to publish the report authored by veteran Democrat strategist Paul Rivera. He cited a need to focus on this year's midterms and avoid reopening old wounds. Or how about just reflecting on why you fucking lost and not do that again?
No learning here.
Yeah.
Do the same thing.
Like him in this context saying, let's not reflect on the past, is literally saying, I refuse to learn any valuable lesson about anything at all.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's like
you got to realize these people love losing, and they're doing it on purpose, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how else to look at this anymore.
I don't think all of them, but certainly.
There are certainly. I think there are good and honest Democrats that if we gave them the support and helped them get more power and improve the party, they could legitimately do it. Are they still going to be liberals at the end of the day? Of course. But is it going to be a material improvement and get us further away from this tension of fascism? That's a good thing. I don't know how else to put that. That's because
here's the thing. So it is now 2026. We're 2 years out from the next election.
Oh
what the fuck is anybody doing? Either to create a legitimate third party, or B, to completely revamp the Dems.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they doing?
I don't know.
2 years left.
I don't know if the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America, which is basically like a faction of the Democratic Party, the more left-wing flank of the party. I would like to think that in some of their meetings, they have had this serious thought of going, the DSA should be its own party.
But that's the thing, is that like 2 years out, they're not.
Yeah, there should have been a thing 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, the second best time to start is now, but like, you gotta fucking actually start.
I mean, I know there's been a lot of like in smaller elections or even some governor elections, like there's been more progressive Dems either running and / or winning actually. So I think like with only 3 years,
they got it. The one thing
sorry, I was gonna say it's progressive versus corporate Dems, you know. So it's like run progressives, just fucking and like their policies are winning.
Yeah, they're like, look at Mamdani. I think this is like, sure, he's just a mayor of a city, but it's a city that's so big it could be a state unto itself.
And it's a city where 9/11 happened, and I'm sorry,
exactly.
he is a Muslim man.
Yeah. And to like that level of progress, and the fact that there's this section of the country that rejects this racist Islamophobia the way that it does, and he's standing on business and doing everything right. Now, sure, leading up to that election, the Democrats and its establishment were not throwing their weight behind him, and he won anyway. And now it's nice to see it, but also I kind of like to snidely comment on their shit and be like, oh, now you love this guy, like the Democrat like official pages posting and bragging about Mamdani's great wins. And it's like, yeah, it's great that you're doing that, but where was this before the election? Where was this energy beforehand? Because before, you wanted Como so bad. So it's but the fact that you're seeing that tide turning, where the party is actually putting the messaging out there, going, hey, this guy, he's doing great things, and
like racists voted for Mamdani. Okay, there's people that are like, I hate brown people, but this guy's making some good points, and I'm not, I don't like. So there's like, it's
there's degrees of racism,
it's that impulse stuff.
There's degrees of racism, and that's the thing that, like, a lot of, I think, American kind of centrist bubble people, not far left, not far right, but people kind of encapsulate that region in the middle, that they kind of tend not to appreciate when they're talking about, how wokeism is annoying and stuff like that. Oh, everything's racist. And it's like, well, there's degrees of racism, because you could say that a lot of the people who voted for Donald Trump out of a sense of economic desperation are not active racists. They probably are not racist the way a Ku Klux Klan member is racist.
They're just passive racist.
It just wasn't a deal breaker.
Exactly. Him just being and doing racist things in his history was not a red line for them. And there is a degree of racism to that, and yes, that might make you feel uncomfortable, but you should sort of reckon in your heart and mind that you did vote for a racist. So, maybe own that a little bit and reflect on it. That might be...
that's the whole problem with the pushback against any discussions of privilege. Is that, when someone hears the word privilege, like, oh, you think I had it easy? I worked for everything I got. And it's like, Jesus Christ, can we like slow down for 5 seconds?
They refuse to acknowledge systems.
Systems or patterns, or
because and that's something that, like, a lot of left-wing commie writers have touched on and stuff, where like in that realm of capitalist realism, where it's like, they're never going to disparage the system, they're going to point at the symptoms within that system and go, well, we have to do something about that. We have to do something about that. They look at these individual compartmentalized issues. They're looking at the disease that each tree has without looking at the forest and going, well, what's the heart of the problem here? Why are all these trees diseased, you know.
I mean, that's part of the problem with media literacy and pattern recognition altogether, right?
Yeah.
Is that like there's a big problem of folks thinking in just this one tiny piece right here, not looking at bigger picture stuff. For example, you know, like Kamala Harris, they're like, oh, they didn't vote for her because she's a black woman, or you know, because she's a woman and she's black at the same time, right? And it's just like
I don't think it helped her. I don't deny that as a point for some people. It's a piece,
Like,
well, did she win the election or did she lose the election, Jimmy?
Exactly.
You can't be both.
Like, we gotta like zoom out.
I'm the one that said that her being a black and her being a woman is irrelevant. I think she would have won anyway, just like Mom Donnie won in New York. When there's a lot of anti-Muslim hate in New York.
Yeah. And there's a lot of anti-Muslim hate, you know, throughout the United States, Middle America, Southern America, and there's a lot of like racism and misogyny and stuff. Like, but I like this idea that
still see the gas prices.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of when they voted Trump was because he was anti-establishment in hard quotations.
He's an outsider.
And it's like, okay, so be an outsider. Go be an outsider. They don't want like, corporate M's.
The one thing I'll never get, well, and again, I guess it ties into this concept of the individualism and the hyper individualism, where it's like, oh, he's this self-made man. He's not part of the establishment. It's like, guys, billionaires are the establishment. You can't say this guy's some outsider in the establishment when he is soaking in it. You know, like to try and say that, oh, this private sector, public sector thing, they don't meet. Like, you know, in their minds, they're like these opposing forces. But when it comes to the consolidation of capitalism and where everything is headed, they are obviously not. Like it's weird to me that these guys can be like, oh, the elitists are coming to get us, and then not recognize that Trump has always been one of those elitists.
Yeah, like he spends half his time in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah,
what part of that is not elitist? What
he wants to build a ballroom.
Yeah,
you know, if
he deserves it.
If it turned out it was actually like he was thinking of like a giant ball pit.
Oh my god! Okay, you know what? He can have that.
Where's all the balls? Yeah.
Like keep filling it. Just keep filling it, and don't respond to any knocks on the doors or any muffled cries for help. Just keep filling the ball pit.
Yeah. So, and then of course, the other thing I wanted to get to.
So the number I've put in is $30 million.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, I got to pull it up here. No. This anti-weaponization fund, which of course they called it that because it is literally weaponizing. They are weaponizing, like basically Trump through a lawsuit with the IRS that got settled.
Yeah, he
sued his own government, had his own DOJ, and all of these people under his umbrella, and part of his plot basically settle this lawsuit for him. So they basically just stole $1.8 billion of taxpayer money. A trillion. No, it's billion. It's billion. Like the settlement might have been in the trillions. I don't know, but I know.
No. You're right.
The 1.8 billion is specifically this section of funds he took from that and called it the anti-weaponization fund, and he's going to use it to compensate his supporters who feel like they were wronged by Biden. Yeah, like how the blatant, obnoxious, in your face, fuck you level of corruption that is wrapped up in that should be. I don't know how people are behaving civilly in the face of something that is so distinctly uncivil.
So okay, I say that we're dealing with the starting charges of that in Canada. So like
people are talking about this. I'll give them that. I've seen a lot more rumblings about this problem than election fraud, for example.
Well, like Yeah, I mean, they should be fucking talking about this. But yeah, they're just like if we compare and contrast, like in Ontario, Doug Ford passed the basically gutted Freedom of Information Act and actually has put pauses on any responses to any Freedom of Information requests. And so, like, that's happening right now, and we haven't burned the place to the ground. The Greenbelt scandal, the fucking Ontario Science Center, the list goes on and on and on, and we haven't burned it to the ground. And like, this is we're still in the lead up, right? Before they steal 1.8 trillion from the IRS, right? Maybe it's not directly from IRS. It doesn't matter. Anyways, we're still at the lead up, and we haven't burnt it down yet either. So, like, we gotta look at ourselves.
So let's listen to this guy break it down a little bit here.
21.5 million is for the wrongful imprisonment.
People who took part in January 6 are hoping for big payouts.
We endured a lot. Our lives are still not the same. So
They shouldn't be.
Yeah, you guys fucked up. Like you were gonna hang the vice president. Now,
I want to ask what these people think about the change of bail, bail being money incentives versus like not being, because like the amount of people that go to prison in the United States, the amount of people, and like most of them don't even get charged. But because they can't post bail, they lose their jobs, their et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's crazy. Like, everyone in the U.S. knows someone that's been to prison. Like, it's insane. And just for these people, the privilege. Oh, you had a bad life. I'm so sorry. But you ended up in jail from your own fucking choices. Oh my God.
Yeah. You're talking about ditching this sense. Oh, they want to be so individualistic and personal responsibility, but when it actually comes time to have personal responsibility, suddenly they love the idea.
Oh, they're pro cop until 3 or 4 cops died that freaking weekend. What?
I like, how many of those people that were trying to beat on Capitol Hill police officers had the thin blue line sticker on the back of their trucks, right? Or they're anti-government handouts and standing on your own business until the government handouts are available, and suddenly it's like, oh, gimme.
Hypocrisy physically hurts me.
The thing I always try to point out to people is like, what you got to understand about these guys is like, when you catch liberals in hypocrisy, because they have a little bit of a sense of ethical behavior, generally speaking, they will get a little aghast and go, oh yes, they'll feel a bit of guilt or sting about their hypocrisy and wants to address it or something.
Shame.
But Republicans, right wingers, people like this, they you can point out their hypocrisy all the live long day. They do not give a shit. They don't. They care about winning and getting their way.
Yeah, they actively believe what it is. Like, even if it doesn't make any sense, they actively believe it. It's
because that's power, right? Isn't it especially powerful that you don't even have to make sense? You can just force it to make sense. You can force it on people, and there's dick all they can do about it. That is a extremely intoxicating feeling for these people, I strongly believe.
I don't know what kind of price you can put on that.
Even before the DOJ announced its so-called anti-weaponization fund this week.
How long were you in prison for?
Jail and prison, I combine those numbers, 1,075 days.
People like Brandon Fellows had already begun making claims for compensation.
What's the reaction within the wider January 6 community to this fund?
Some people are whining and saying it's not enough, and we're not even hearing numbers yet.
Fellows was sentenced on felony and misdemeanor charges for entering the Capitol on January 6.
Yeah, we went in there.
Seen here in a red beard costume, Fellows spoke to CNN's Ellie Reeve during the riot.
But they were smoking a bunch of weed in there.
The charges against him were dismissed.
Smoking a bunch of weed in there. Isn't that interesting? You know, if it was black people doing that, it would probably be the worst thing that ever fucking happened in the history of the country, right? Like, well, you know, that said, there are actually still a bunch of a certain faction of people, maybe not this guy in particular, but I bet you there's a lot of people there who have not gotten over the emotional psychic damage in their hearts and minds. The fact that Obama, a black man, was president like that
for 8 years.
For 8 years. That is something that just like broke a lot of racist brains. I don't think they're the bulk of Trump supporters, but they are not a small faction either.
Just after a pardon from President Trump, now Fellows expects compensation.
According to ChatGPT and Grok, and also my knowledge of January 6 cases, I'm in.
Can we just stop and appreciate that? According to Grok. Yeah, you did your research there, buddy.
And what I personally know.
And what,
so from
what
my own brain.
Just what I personally know. What you passively observed just walking in the fog of life? Yeah.
At least the 3 to 5% upper tier for how terrible and also how strong of a case I have.
It's like surreal to me. I mean, look how angry I look.
Rachel Powell.
Yeah, you fucked up, you moron.
A grandmother to 8 spent 3 years under house arrest. We interviewed her before she began her prison sentence in 2024.
I don't deserve this, and my kids don't deserve it. Like, have we not been through enough?
You do. You have not. What
You're
the
home.
What's so crazy is like the fact that this doesn't stir up sympathy for other criminals and people who are in this system, and they don't deserve it either. A lot of them.
Like,
a lot of them are being
kidnapped
locked
off the
up.
streets by ICE. They don't fucking deserve it.
They don't deserve it either. So like you're sitting there being aggrieved, like, oh, I didn't deserve this to happen to me. I didn't deserve to have such a harsh punishment. But meanwhile, yeah, like if a certain minority groups of people were smoking weed in the Capitol building, you'd be calling for them to be hanged. Let's be real. Fuck.
She was released last year after being pardoned by Trump.
What do you say to people who are outraged and say people like you don't deserve a penny?
A lot of people don't agree with what happened on January 6th.
You think?
But when you step back and you look at somebody like me, for example, my major felony had to be struck down by the Supreme Court. It's my crime that day of breaking law.
Your major felony was had to be thrown up by the Supreme Court, because if it actually went through a normal court procedure, you would have been punished for that. The Supreme Court is stacked with Republicans that are buddy with Trump in this entire Project 2025 agenda. Yeah, of course it had to be. Because if the judicial system played out, you would have been actually punished.
So technically, that's a misdemeanor
and Trump
charge.
wouldn't have a second
And
term.
yet, I had 3 years of a house arrest, then having to endure everything I did through prison and getting a 5-year sentence on top of that.
No, like that
He's
said,
saying it's a misdemeanor charge. Breaking a window, maybe.
Yeah.
Breaking and entering.
Breaking and entering in a
government
federal building.
In a mob.
What?
Like, what did you think
this
was going to happen?
This wasn't some cutesy little national treasure. I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence. Like this was a mob intent on lynching the Congress.
And Trump told you to do this, and you don't seem to have any reflection that you like. They're never going to be mad at Trump, even though he's the cult leader that brought them to this.
Trump is freeing them and giving them money. I don't know what you're talking
even
about.
that, like, I would even go as far to say that, like, just because of how the judicial system in general in the United States is far too punitive and obsessed with incarceration, maybe 3 years was too long. Maybe that was too big a sentence for what maybe it should have been a shorter sentence. But the idea that you should not only be pardoned entirely, but financially compensated for it is, oh my God, the level of privilege and delusion and detachment from reality. Yeah, entitlement is so crazy because, like, we've seen how these people react when, say, somebody like somebody who is suspected of being a Al-Qaeda terrorist, right, and was wrongly incarcerated because of that, or in some cases there was that Canadian professor from some years back who was captured by the CIA with the help of the Canadian government, taken to Syria. I believe it was Syria, and tortured to within an inch of his life, and basically the guys they had in Syria doing this came back and were like, yeah, he's not the guy, he's not Al-Qaeda, he's completely innocent. And when he got released, this is a story John Kiriakou was talking about, and apparently when he was released, he had a beard that was like down to his knees now, and he was all skinny and like shaking and clutching his Quran, and like a journalist or something asked him like what do you want to do now? And he said, all I want to do is kill Americans, because he did nothing wrong and was tortured for God knows how long, and had nothing to give them because he was innocent. Of course he wants to kill Americans now, but he's now apparently completely shell-shocked by that situation, has agoraphobia, cannot leave his house, and he tried to sue the American government, and basically nothing came of that. Basically, America went, nope, we did nothing wrong. And
if they pay one guy, they got to pay all of them. You know?
So Harper, I believe, was the one who's under his government settled with him, and he got like something like $6 million for Canada's complacency in his wrongful capture. The amount of right-wing people that I personally witnessed who thought that was fucking outrageous, and it was disgusting. It was disgusting. And so to watch this and these people whine,
they won't even pay reparations to the
Yeah.
indigenous people, the black population, like nothing.
The idea of reparations to a lot of these guys is just unfathomable. It doesn't make sense to them. They can possibly justify it. But again, when it comes to them getting the money, getting their crimes forgiven, giving leniency and mercy and grace, suddenly it's perfect, and it should happen, and they deserve more. Yeah, okay.
That's clearly weaponization.
Brandon Fellows still believes the lies about the 2020 election, and even believes that January 6th was a setup.
But that's why I rationalize people, even violent people, getting paid for that day, because the government set it up, and also on top of
Trump set it up. Trump set it up. He told you to do this. What do you mean the government set it up? He literally was the figurehead telling you to do this. He literally commanded it, and you obeyed. How are you not blaming him?
They stole the election.
And both Fellows and Powell remain loyal to President Trump and thankful for the so-called anti-weaponization fund.
And I feel like he has kept us in his mind, despite all the other issues that he's got to deal with as leader of the world. Basically.
You sycophantic oaf.
Leader of the world.
He's literally said he doesn't think about and doesn't give a shit about people's individual financial situations. Like his words, Trump's words, I have not thought about that at all.
Yeah. Oh, what do you think about the economy and how it's working for Americans? I don't think about it.
Oh, and he's doubled down on that.
Yeah, and like you might as well have looked all those people who voted for you in that sense of economic desperation in the eye and just said, "Fuck you, get fucked."
And they're like, "I will, Daddy Trump, I will."
Yeah, that's basically what he said.
You get fucked.
Yeah,
I'm thankful. If it wasn't for the president, I'd still be sitting in that prison.
You wouldn't be there in the first place.
If it wasn't for Trump, you wouldn't have been there in the first place. You fucking idiot.
Infuriating. Like, I'm a nice person, but like I kind of want to hit her. Like, you know.
And again, I will still go as far as to say, like, given all those details, she probably didn't deserve 3 years.
It was house arrest.
And it was house arrest, no less.
Maybe she did like 1 year in prison, 3 years house arrest. Like usually they give you maybe a little longer because you're just home.
Yeah, I think most prison sentences, especially with the ones I hear coming out of America for a lot of their crimes, are too harsh and they're too long, and they're not focused on rehabilitation. They're not focused on bettering society. Again,
or they're too short for certain other crimes.
Yeah, or just entirely too short.
It's all arbitrary.
Yeah, like so short that it doesn't make a difference. Like what is it? When some like, at least here in Canada, because I've seen this play out a number of times, people who get arrested for like petty theft, right? It's just like a cycle and a complete waste of the court's time. It doesn't help anybody and it doesn't change any behavior. They they get thrown in jail for maybe a week or two, or a little slap on the wrist.
By the time they're in court, it's time served.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're out again. And then they're out stealing again, doing the exact same thing that they were a couple weeks ago.
Because it's nothing to address why they're stealing, whether it's to do
doesn't
with,
help them.
poverty, addiction issues,
mental
health issues.
If anything, they meet other people and learn tips and tricks on how to steal better.
Or
because that's
now
the only education they're getting inside the prison is from their peers.
I've even heard that from police officers I've known. It's just like, oh yeah, you want to learn to be a great criminal. Prison is a good place to go. You'll get the education. It's like, well, if you know that,
drugs until they're in prison. And then they start drugs, and then
and why do they start drugs? Because they have nothing to better themselves with, and they're under constant duress. And so, what is their one escape that is at all attainable to them? Drugs, of course. Of course, they're going to take drugs. The number, I remember reading a story that was put out by Vice years ago when Vice was still half decent, where they were talking about homeless people, and they focused on a young guy who was homeless for a year, but he managed to get back up on his feet. But he was talking about why he started taking drugs as a homeless person. He was already homeless for a while. Before he started using drugs, and he said the reason he did it was the loneliness and the boredom.
Yeah,
that was it.
I've posted just in the private chat briefly. This is just an example that came up. This is not to shill for the Ontario Liberals, but that was, if you want to bring that up, regarding what I was saying about Ford. With pausing the Freedom of Information Act requests.
Yeah.
So just pull that up briefly, just to go over the quick highlights of that. And again, this isn't to plug the Ontario Liberal Party. That's just the particular source that came up.
So Transparency Watchdog urgently looking for answers on Ontario's sudden Freedom of Information freeze.
Yeah. So across all ministries, they've frozen all information requests.
Yeah. And so they're urgently looking for answers. What does that even mean? That means that means nothing, right? It's just because we all want answers, you know. And a transparency watchdog, that's an NGO, right? That's a non-government organization. That's not actually a branch of the government that wants this transparency. It's a civilian watchdog. Ontario's Transparency Watchdog. I like how they don't even just name who that is or what that is. Just it's the Transparency Watchdog.
The Transparency Watchdog.
Yeah, the one that nobody knows about because I don't know it.
That's transparent. You can't see through.
Very transparent. You can it's almost invisible. You could say. It is urgently asking the government to explain an apparent freeze on all Freedom of Information work. Senior civil servants were told to pause all transparency requests. A message sent to senior staff within the government access to information departments before Victoria Day long weekend told them to stop releasing all communications. Under Ontario law, Freedom of Information requests allow the public access to a wide variety of government information, which must be released on a set schedule for a fee. Sources said the message had been sent via Microsoft Teams rather than through an official memo. Fantastic work, guys. Instructing a pause on all fee estimates, extensions, decisions, letters, and the release of documents. I don't know how anyone in their right mind can hear that and not be extremely alarmed about the state of corruption.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear fucking shit about corruption from anybody who voted for this fucking guy. Get fucked.
Yeah, you're no longer allowed to talk about the liberals.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Ever fucking again.
What was the one they were all upset about with Trudeau during his first number of years there?
I don't know.
There was some sort of
what are they? They're still bitching about Trudeau.
Yeah, he's off living his best life, and they're like Trudeau, and he's like
some sort of conflict of interest thing that he was wrapped up in, and it wasn't even that serious. Like as far as if Americans looked at that scandal, they'd be go, "Oh, that's adorable." You call that a scandal? But the conservatives were losing their fucking minds about it.
No.
But then this shit happens, and it's fine. Again, I gotta stress, these people do not give a shit about hypocrisy. They care about winning and getting what they want. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it takes to get it.
Yeah.
Team
That's
sport.
it. Yeah.
It's like I'll be like, I don't like the conservatives, and they'll be like, oh, so you love the liberals? I'm like, no, actually.
Yeah, but like it is such a juvenile team sport attitude, especially when you consider that your team doesn't fucking care about you.
They hate you, actually.
They hate you, yeah.
They think you're fucking scum.
Yeah,
they do not respect you guys.
Yeah. And so this isn't the same as like, I'm cheering for the Ottawa Senators. They're my team. They don't know I exist. No. I'm cheering for the team that has spit in my face and told me, you suck. I'm going to take all your fucking money. I'm going to privatize every service that keeps you alive. Yeah. Eat shit, die in a ditch. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That is the team they are rooting for.
It's like it's such a weird example of team sports because I'm trying to literally imagine this like as a sporting sort of activity, and it's like going to the stadium to root for your home team, and they put spikes on all the seats.
Yeah,
like it's just
you're not allowed to
belligerence towards you, towards you. Yeah, and you're not allowed to stand. Yeah, standing up is disruptive.
There's no concessions.
No
food at all.
Or if there is, it's an exuberant price. Wait, that's already.
Wait, that's real life.
That's just real life already. Yeah.
Yeah. It's $50 for someone to tell you that they're out of nachos.
I mean, it is arguably to say that Toronto Maple Leafs also hate their fans, and I don't think that's a stretch. I'm not even much of a hockey guy, but I can tell you that the Toronto Maple Leaf organization does not have a whole lot of respect or regard for their fans.
Losing and choking is part of the brand now.
Yeah.
Like they can't win.
Yeah, the Maple Leafs are kind of like the Democrats, right? It suits them better financially to lose.
Yeah, they want to lose and make it to finals. That's
but
what
at least they put on a hell of a show.
Exactly, right?
Which we're missing from the fucking rest of it.
Jesus Christ. This IRS stolen money fund paying off the Jan Sixers, and essentially anyone who feels that the Biden administration weaponized against them or whatever the fuck is eligible to get these funds. Ludicrous. How do any of us accurately describe how ludicrous this is?
I'm hoping
I don't have the
get
words.
A penny and Trump just steals it.
Yeah.
Because
Trump phone. Remember the Trump phone? That just happened. Hey, who out there paid money for a Trump phone? Admit it, you fuckers. There's a bunch of you out there, and you're never gonna get that phone. You got fleeced.
To be fair, there is one phone that has been proven to exist. Okay,
and it's Trump's. Trump
at the office,
if
you call the office, so Moist Critical is a YouTuber. He's like liberal, middle, like he's pro-Palestine now kind of thing. We watch him and we kind of know where the normies are. That's anyway. So he ordered a Trump phone as a joke, and now he calls for updates. And so on his videos, he's like calling for updates, and they're like, "No, the phone a phone is here. There's a phone, and he's like, it's worrying me that you keep saying there's a phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's evidence of one phone.
That's hilarious. You need to have the phone beside
exists,
like a newspaper
guys.
for proof of life.
The phone exists.
It only says in the contract that you may or may not receive a phone.
Yeah, I know.
So
Yeah.
And this is right up there with I don't know if you guys remember this, but here, just to close out the show, we'll revisit this because it's hilarious.
I'm like, what could it be? There's a million things.
Where does it end? Where does it start?
Oh, this hilarious bullshit right here.
We're just waiting with bated breath.
Green clothes. I'm
Here,
getting all the
waiting,
annoying
pull it all
pop-ups.
together.
Bear with me.
Capitalism, it breeds innovation.
Yeah, just going to a website is fucking annoying now. Legendary guitar brand Gibson hits Donald Trump with cease and desist. He made an acoustic guitar with this pattern. Now, he's not actually holding this guitar or sign in it. You can plainly tell this is photoshopped. He's not actually holding that guitar, especially if you go back here and you could see the other model of guitar photoshopped into the same picture here. Yeah, allow. Okay, I have ad blocker on. Fuck off. I don't care. God, these people suck. But anyway, Gibson is the largest guitar company in the world. They dominate about 80% of the guitar market. Like they're a monopoly essentially. But they have they're pretty litigious about their the copyrights of their designs. So the Les Paul shape here is copywritten by Gibson, and if you try and produce a guitar that looks too much like it without their licensing or permission, they're going to sue you. So these guitars ultimately never, it's hard to say if any of them were ever made, but a bunch of people paid money for them. Nobody got them. These people fall for this shit all over and again, like that. That meme I keep seeing, the "Fell for It Again" award. They're the masters of it. Like it's like they like being suckered by this guy. They like
that prosperity gospel. As long as they're giving him money, you know, the good will come back to them eventually. Yeah, we just gotta wait.
A bit of a side note in the guitar world. Fender used to be pretty open about sharing their designs. Like a lot of companies make copies of the Fender Stratocaster and Telecaster, and the body cuts and shapes and designs are pretty much bang on to the stuff that Fender makes. And Leo Fender himself, the founder of the company and the original designer, never cared about that. He didn't think it was a very big deal. He just didn't give a shit. The one thing he did care about was the shape of the headstock. He wanted that to be the signature thing that Fender had. So he's like, okay, you can make the body shape and everything else, but the headstock shape is distinctly ours. That's our brand. But now, apparently in Europe, there's like they're going after a bunch of guitar makers in Europe for making designs that are too close to the Stratocaster. But it was never originally copywritten by Fender either. Again, he did not care. So it's an interesting case there, but that's getting a little off
on Jimmy's next podcast. Talking guitars, you know.
So like hopefully you know, these designs have been around for so long. Like the original Stratocaster came out in like the 1950s. Same with the Les Paul. These have been around, you know. It's not like a closely guarded secret anymore. I don't think they need to be so precious about this. It's kind of all bullshit. But anyway, like that said, I own as of now 2 Gibson guitars, and I love them, and they make great instruments, but they don't need to be this litigious. I don't think. But anyway, that's our show. Thanks for coming out. We will be back here next week on Thursday, following up on some of the stuff we just talked about on the show, probably putting a little bit more focus into Canadian politics next time around, because this was a very American heavy episode. I this thing that Nat's doing.
I have eyebrows.
Like the sensory fidget toy thing that you got going on here. Yeah. I love my weird wife. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Thanks for being in the chat. Leave your comments even if you're not watching this live. We'd love to hear from you. Like, subscribe, share. We love you. See you next time. And as always, stay rough. Doobie doobie doo.